So last week I made this video about a YouTuber named iDubbbz and the massive 180 he has taken in his career from basically an edgelord anti-SJW figurehead to essentially what you could describe as woke. To make a long story short, he used to make this extremely popular video series called Content Cop, and in these videos he was really pushing the boundaries when it came to politically incorrect comedy. If you want to check out some examples, you can watch my last video on this topic. But really what you have to understand is that this is how Ian rose to fame and riches, and now that 5 to 7 years have passed, he is now disavowing his former content and basically saying that he feels embarrassed about the audience that he cultivated during that time.
I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted with that just sucked because I attracted a lot of people who sucked. Some people were very much like antisocial, weird, basement dwellers.
And that former audience has also been angry about this, almost like if their family member changed and didn't want to hang out with them anymore, with a lot of these people blaming his wife for this change in his personality. And after tiptoeing around this subject several times, whether it be in his own content or when he has been featured on someone else's show, I guess he was finally ready to nip this in the bud once and for all, and made a full video explaining where he stands in regards to all of this, and basically apologized for his past.
For a while I felt like if I changed my content over time that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value, but I'm starting to realize that that is a very weak and passive way to, run my channel and live my life. I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel. Some of the videos I've made have been very not edgy. I don't think they some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel. So I don't want people to, get it confused about, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it.
He goes on to say that he felt shame that people in his audience reflected and perpetuated the things he was saying in these former videos, and with a lot of them being kids and teenagers at the time, it eventually didn't sit right with him. He also talks about this insecurity that he had in making content that was more self-involved, and he claims that is why he used the Content Cop series as a bit of a crutch, because he didn't think he could be entertaining talking about himself.
I was being very bigoted in a lot of my videos, and I justified it because I didn't think it was too serious, and I thought that people were going to see that I had good intentions, but that's so silly, Casual racism is still racism, casual bigotry is still bigotry, and, I said a lot of things that I look back at and I cringe now, and I'm like, that is an awful thing to say. It doesn't matter what my intentions are. Like, if I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people.
Now, I think at this point he has it so ingrained in his head that what he was doing previously was basically evil, the way he describes it. And while I think certain things he was doing in these videos, like dying on the "I need to be able to say the N-word and no one should care" hill, is cringy, a lot of the other stuff in these Content Cops was just entertaining and valid criticism against people like Keemstar and Leafy is Here. And this content definitely took a lot of personal comedic input and personality to create. In most of these situations, these people deserve to be called out. Whether he got petty about things for the sake of comedy is a different question. I guess I just don't think it's as bad as he's making it sound here.
I know that this apology isn't enough. I've clearly done a lot of damage. These videos have been up for a long time and have accumulated millions of views. I shouldn't be able to just make an apology video and walk away from it. This is something that I should live the rest of my life with, and I expect to. I've profited off of this bigoted content for years, and I've made a successful career out of it, and that's not right. I don't feel like a lot of this content represents me as a person, at least not anymore. There was a time where it probably perfectly represented me, because I was a nasty, apathetic, insecure person.
So he has now unlisted all of these previous videos, basically saying that he is ready to move on once and for all, adding that this content has done a lot of damage. I guess you can say that he doesn't feel like these messages aged well. And neither will you if you don't check out the sponsor of today's video, Teach Hanley. You guys already know what's up. Teach Hanley is the best skincare system for men on the market. And if you were anything like me before I started using the level 1 system, you need them in your life. Because in the past, I was really not taking care of my face at all, and it was really starting to show. I thought I was destined to have Gordon Ramsay's forehead, but Teach Hanley put an end to my worries with their products. The system I use consists of a daily face wash, an AM and PM moisturizer, and a face scrub that I use twice a week. It literally takes me about 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute at night to take care of my skin. It is truly that simple. Teach Hanley members get 20% off the retail price, free shipping within the US, and you can customize your box or cancel your subscription whenever you want. And today when you sign up, Teach Hanley is giving my audience 30% off your first box, as well as a free gift with said purchase. So don't wait. Click the link in the pinned comment or at the top of the description and start your skincare journey today. One of the core messages of the video seems to be that he feels bad that when he would make these content cups, all these people from his audience would go and say hateful stuff to the video subjects. And now that it's a couple years later down the line, and things eventually turned on him and his wife, and they were getting all this hate, he didn't really like the way it felt, so I guess he gained empathy for these people that he had made the videos about.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online, and that's deplorable behavior. It's so stupid. I'm also sorry to all the black viewers and minority groups who had to put up with that video and put up with, you know, the phrases. I said either it's all okay or none of it's okay. And that's just so dangerous and stupid.
He's of course talking about the content cop where he went to the TanaCon fan meetup and mocked her for saying the N-word.
I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Anyone who thinks that I should be shouting the N-word from the rooftops, I don't want to be your cup of tea. I'm still trying to make excuses for myself and, like, you know, why I made that video. It's like, it was a dumb idea. I harassed someone. I was saying slurs and I was trying to justify it all.
He then talks about several fan interactions that changed his outlook, like when he met a transgender fan who assumed he wouldn't like them based on his content, and he also discusses when he spoke about his former fans earlier this year, saying that they were basement dweller incels, and that he saw that as a direct reflection of himself.
I think a lot of people are like, of course that happened, is because you were creating that culture and you were attracting those people. And it's like, yes, I know. I know now. I didn't know before. It was my realization upon, you know, meeting more and more fans that I was like, oh shit, you guys are struggling. It was easy for me to identify them struggling when they were outside of my body. But the antisocial basement dwelling incel that was inside here, I couldn't acknowledge that. I couldn't recognize that.
He then goes on to talk about how he has become much more empathetic towards others over the years, and that this has basically created the 180 in his temperament. And that's pretty much where the video concludes. In general, I thought he explained the way he feels well. Now I do think he is being overly harsh about his previous content and his former fans who made him the success he is today. Many people out there do not feel like he is being genuine here, with a lot of other YouTubers saying that he changed because of the shift in PC culture, and that he's still a hypocrite because he has sent hate the way of Froggy Fresh recently. I know a lot of people are still really upset about this change in iDubbbz. Others really welcome this change, or saying that they used to be like him and have changed as well in the very same way. I guess I just really don't have a horse in this race because I was never really a fan of this guy. But I do find the whole situation very interesting, and we will see where things go from here. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. I'm sure there will be quite the discussion in the comments. As always, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other YouTubers out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!